Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at the feature race at Aqueduct on Saturday, hopefully between snowstorms. It's race number 5 going 7 furlongs, the Grade 3 Toboggan. It features a short field. I want to remind everybody before we get started, we've got a really nice offer right now on DRF.com. Cast your vote for Horse of the Year in DRF's Eclipse Awards Fan Vote Sweepstakes presented by Woodbine. Vote and be entered to win a trip to the Queen's Plate at Woodbine this June. Visit DRF.com/eclipse today. Let's take a look at the field now for the Grade 3 Toboggan. As I mentioned, it's a short field, but it's a pretty competitive group, Mike. We'll begin with the number 1 Gold for the King. And I realize that Charlie Baker usually doesn't wheel his horses back on such short notice, but it's completely understandable considering this field is coming up short, and this horse on his best day is a major player.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be competitive with his best race. We'll see if he can run it on just 7 days rest. I get one way to look at the Say Florida Sandy last time against New York Breds and say, well, his trip wasn't perfect in that race, and he wound up settling for 3rd as the favorite. I didn't think he had a huge excuse in that race, Dan, but he did have a little bit of trouble early, maybe a little bit of trouble in the stretch. I don't know that I really think it cost him, but I get people looking at him that way. He's a nice horse. He contends here. I don't think I'd be taking him as the morning line favorite, though.
I wonder if he'll end up the favorite is post time. However, I think that'll end up being the number 2, Skylar Scramjet. We take a look at the Timeform US pace projector. Force expected to be one of the speeds along with the number 3, Colonel Sharp, and that could put the 1 Gold for the King in a very comfortable position tracking those 2 horses. Skylar Scramjet's merits are obvious on paper. He really blossomed over this track last winter and into the spring. And his most recent start, his first start off a 6.5-month layoff, it was an excellent effort in the Gravesend.
Yeah, I thought he ran great last time, and he got a career, nearly his career best Beyer speed for that race. And I think maybe he ran one of his better races in there. The horse that wound up winning the race, Recruiting Ready, who's just a really fast horse, got to the lead. It felt like he took a step forward off a trainer change there. I like the race Skylar Scramjet ran. I think if he can run that race back, he's going to be very, very tough to beat on Saturday.
Do you think he needs the lead to win, however, and do you think his hand is forced being inside of the very fast and sharp number 3, Colonel Sharp, who would appreciate a wet track? He has really done his good work in his last 2 races over good going. He figures to get a wet track again on Saturday, and he might force Skylar Scramjet's hooves early.
Yeah, I think this horse might actually make the lead in this race. We'll see. Skylar Scramjet, to me, does not need the lead to be effective. I don't have any problem with Colonel Sharp making the lead and Skylar Scramjet maybe having to track that horse. I take nothing away from Colonel Sharp's last 2 races. I think he ran fine both times. But I think if he shows up Saturday with one of those races, I think this is going to be pretty tough for him.
I thought Bal Harbour ran pretty well last time out in the Queens County. He had to go pretty fast. According to the Timeform US pace ratings, they had him color-coded red. Bal Harbour going 1 mile and an 1/8 that day. Took him into the stretch. He was only beaten 2 lengths. Cutting back to 7 doesn't concern me too much, especially if the 2 and the 3 go out there early. I think he'll come running late. This horse might have the most upside of any in the race.
I think he's a little bit dangerous in here, Dan. I don't know if I love him sprinting, but he's a pretty good one-turn miler. So going the 7/8 shouldn't really be a big problem for him. I'm with you. I think he ran great last time in the Queens County, considering the pace of that race. Pletcher's numbers going route to sprint and graded stakes races are not good. 2 for his last 36. 0.32 ROI, 0 for 20 in New York in that sample. So I don't love the turn back for this horse, but I like his recent races. I think he's really improved.
Let's take a look at the 5 Solid Wager. This horse is a true 7 furlong specialist, and our colleague Matt Bernier had always hoped that Solid Wager would come east. He just didn't feel that his running style was conducive to those fast and hard tracks in Southern California. He's going to get an opportunity here at 7 furlongs, his preferred distance. The question is, will he get enough pace to compete? Because he's going to need it. Yeah,
we'll see if the race sets up the right for him. He's a pretty cool horse, though. Real hard hitter. You can expect him to show up and run. He's 5 for 10 at 7 furlongs. I like that about him. I think he'll be running late, Dan. It was hard for me to take him on top, but obviously if he shows up and runs his best race, he's a contender here.
Let's take a look at our top selection for the Toboggan Stakes. We both think Skylar Scramjet can at least run the last race, the Gravesend, and it's possible he will improve in his second start of the form cycle. I think he'll either be on the lead or sitting second off of the 3, ready to pounce when they turn into the stretch. I went 2-3-5.
Yeah, I also feel like Skylar Scramjet's just the horse to beat in this race. To me, it's him. I'm going to use a little Bell Harbor. Again, I don't love the Pletcher stats turning back, but I like this horse's recent form, and I think this turn back to 7 furlongs doesn't have to work against this horse.
I want to remind everybody one more time about that great offer we have to win a trip to next June's Queen's Plate. Vote for your Horse of the Year in DRF's Eclipse Awards Fan Vote Sweepstakes presented by Woodbine. Be entered to win a trip to the Queen's Plate in June. Visit drf.com/Eclipse today. Skylar's Scramjet, our top selection in Saturday's feature race. It's the Grade 3 Toboggan. Best of luck.